102.7 KIIS FM presents another JoJo on the Radio exclusive interview featuring Mike Shinoda from Fort Minor and Linkin Park. Now, direct from the Guitar Center studios, JoJo on the Radio.
It is 102.7 KIIS FM, JoJo on the Radio, live from the Guitar Center studios here at KIIS FM. Give some love for my man, my new friend, Mike Shinoda. Come on in, my brother. Hey, guys. Yeah! Yeah!
Hi guys, how you doing?
Jojo,
how you doing?
Doing good, brother. Any chair you want. I pulled them out myself.
Can I sit close to you?
You sure can.
I'll sit on the one closer to you.
Hold me, Mike. Hold me. For real, it is an honor to have you here because, well, first of all, I just met you in the hallway, had a good chat, didn't know what to expect. For starters, you're taller than what I thought. How tall are you?
6 foot. I'm not that tall, man.
I'm short, though, dude. And we've never spoken. I've never had a chance to one-on-one with you at all, so real honor.
Thank you. It's good to be here. Happy to be here. And thanks for all you guys for showing up.
Yep.
Thank you.
Since it's our first time talking, I thought I would rehash a couple of things. The first one, an obvious question, however, to hear it from your voice would be a good idea.
Okay.
Even though you're with the Fort Minor project going on right now, Linkin Park, still intact, still plans to record in the future, correct?
Yes. We are actually in the process of writing new music right now with Linkin Park. I just came from... I was in my studio at home this morning working on some new stuff. So that is actually, it's funny, the rumors have gone around a lot about us breaking up because of the Fort Minor project. People know that because I'm one of the two vocalists in Linkin Park. They assume that since I'm doing this other thing that we're not doing our Linkin Park thing anymore. And it's gotten to the point where overseas, I just heard a friend of mine was in Thailand and he said that over there they think that we broke up because our DJ is got arrested for being a drug dealer. This is the current rumor in the mainstream media in Thailand.
So let's clear that up once and for all. Mike, did your DJ get arrested for being a drug dealer?
Oh, absolutely. We're all arrested. I'm actually doing the interview from jail, and Chester and I hate each other.
All right. I was going through some notes, and I don't know if you guys have actually gone through these notes and seen them written down, but it's amazing to see. Biggest selling band of the 21st century. Estimated Linkin Park has sold over 35 million albums. Sweet mother, dude. Give this dude some love on that. How's your bank account look? Damn.
People, it's funny is on for some reason, I've only been getting questions like that in the last 2 years. You know what I mean? Our band's been around.
2 years ago, you weren't the biggest selling band.
We were doing all right.
Dude, that's huge, though. I mean, is that what you had in mind when you guys formed Linkin Park, or was it kind of had this underground kind of vibe to it? Did you expect it to blow up that big?
No, we definitely didn't expect it. I mean, when we first started playing, did anybody here see us play before? Yeah, one person. Yeah, 2? Before it all kind of blew up. We used to play around here at venues like the Roxy and the Whiskey. Those are actually 2 of the places we played the most. We played, I think our first couple, 2 or 3 shows were at the Whiskey. At that time, we were rehearsing in a place down in just off of Santa Monica in Sepulveda. It was in a little alley. One day when we were rehearsing, our guitarist said, his name's Brad. Brad said, why don't we bring in homework the next day? All I want to do is, he's like, it's not any big deal. Just think of what your goals are with the band. Think of one goal, what you want to do with the band. And some people said, they wanted to play a show in Hollywood and sell it out, 300 people, 350 people. Some people said that they wanted to practice 4 times a week so we could get better. My goal was to win a Grammy.
And, of course, Grammy for, what was it, Crawling, I believe, correct?
We did, we won 2 Grammys now. We won a Grammy for Crawling, which was Best Hard Rock Performance, and we just won one with the song that I produced for the Collision Course record that we did with Jay-Z, which was for Numb Encore for Best Rap Song Performance. Thanks. And we got to play with Sir Paul McCartney on that show.
That did not suck. Where do you keep these Grammys at? Not to be another episode of MTV Cribs, but walk me through your house and where do you got these things? Yeah,
they're over the TV. We have a room with video games and TV and all that stuff, and the awards are kind of on the mantle. That's actually the only place, we were talking about this in the hall, that's the only place in my house that I actually have band stuff up. I'm not one of those guys that puts up plaques and pictures and all that. We've got a lot of them, but I don't put them up in the house because it's kind of, I don't know, it just feels kind of narcissistic to me. I don't want to walk around the house with pictures of myself everywhere.
There I am, and there I am.
You know what I'm saying?
And there I am.
If you go into somebody's house and they've got just pictures and trophies and stuff of themselves up everywhere, it's kind of should I just leave? Like, you obviously the only person you care about, and here's you, so you got that. I'll just take off.
What was it like working with Jay-Z?
Jay's cool. He's a good guy. He actually, we hit it off so well on the Collision Course record that he executive produced the Fort Minor record. He didn't write any lyrics or music, but he just kind of helped me kind of choose the direction of the record, I'd say.
So aside from that, that's the only input or influence he had on the Fort Minor project?
Yeah, I mean, he came in late in the game on that one. I asked him, like, when I had already had a whole bunch of songs, they were pretty much done, most of them, and I'd send him stuff because when you're in the studio working on a song, just to give you a little bit of insight into what it's like, when I'm in the studio, I'll work on a song for like a whole day and then come back to it a couple days later and listen to it a whole day, and I'll listen to it so many times that at a certain point you lose the ability to be objective. You know what I mean? You've listened to a song 300 times. I'm kind of used to it at that point. I don't know how to make it better. I don't know if it's as good as I think it is. So that's when it's good to play for somebody like Jay, so he can say, yeah, this is good and this is good, or he can say, maybe you could fix this part a little bit.
So you go into your cell phone. I'm trying to go through the most basic thing. Look under Jay's, not JoJo.
No, he's under Sean.
Oh.
It's like a code, you don't want to put everybody's, like, Common is not under Common in my cell phone. He's under another name.
Where are you guys from? Where are you from? I know LA, but what part? Is it Calabasas?
No, I went to high school in Agora. I'm originally from, basically from the Valley. I lived there for longer than I lived in Agora. Went to school out in Pasadena Art Center.
Final question about Linkin Park, and it's not about you, but about Chester. I'm curious, how do you guys make it through a tour without him blowing out his voice?
His voice, he's really gifted, obviously. I remember when we first auditioned him as a singer, we had God, I don't even know, it was like 7 years ago maybe. We had started the band with another friend of mine who ended up he manages bands now, bands like System of a Down and Deftones. Like, he's very successful on the management side, so obviously he had a knack for that. And at the time he was singing for our band and decided, we all kind of decided as a group that wasn't working out, and he decided to go off in that direction. So we were without a singer, and we knew what we wanted and knew what we wanted to do, and we started auditioning people, and Chester came in. I remember him coming in after these lunatics these guys were just crazy. They were like full of themselves, like had lead singer's disease. You know what I'm talking about? We have the type of band that we need to share the spotlight, you know what I mean? Especially we have 2 singers, but not only that, we are a democracy. We got 6, in that case 5 guys, and we wanted the 6th guy who really had the personality and the skills to match. And he comes in and just, his voice is so unique and it's so loud and it's got such an original, there's just such a personality there. What's funny is, we heard that, we loved it, he gets in the band and we started recording demos and we started noticing crazy things, like he can sing with that intensity for hours and hours and it never goes away. And he can also, when he sings, ghost notes will start flying in. Like, he'll sing a note and weird little second and third harmonies and notes will happen somewhere back in the back of his throat, and they'll come out, and when you're listening to it, you solo the vocal, you'll hear them, and it's just the weirdest thing you've ever heard. So it's really, he's very gifted.
Can he do that on purpose, or it just happens?
It kind of just happens. They're really faint. Like, you won't hear him unless he sings a cappella. But if he sings hard a cappella, you always hear it.
Is there any tracks on any albums we should listen for to hear this crazy ghost note phenomenon?
You could probably hear it a little bit. When it gets, if it ever breaks down, in a lot of the songs, it'll break down to something quiet with just he'll be screaming and the music will be going and the music will cut out for a second and then go into the next part and music comes back in. But in that second, when the music cuts out, listen for it because you'll hear it there.
All right, y'all, let's take a quick break. We're going to come back and focus on the Fort Minor project. Once again, we are in the Guitar Center studios at KIIS FM. Mike Shinoda is here, courtesy of Warner Brothers Records. It's JoJo on the radio on KIIS FM. Give this dude some incredible, insane love.
Yeah. Thank you. Far too kind. Woo. Yeah. Ready? Woo. Let's go. Can I get an encore? Do you want more? Cook and roll with the Brooklyn boys. So for one last time, I need y'all to roll. Yeah. Now what the hell are you waiting for? After me, there should be no more. So for one last time, make some noise. Get him, Jay. Who you know fresher than whole? Riddle me that. The rest of y'all know where I'm lurking, yeah. Can none of y'all mirror me back? Yeah, hear me rap, it's like hand G rapping his prime. Young H.O., raps break his head. Back his head over the floor, now break bread. I'm in Boeing Jets, Global Express. Out the country, but the blueberry still connect. On the low, but the yacht got a triple deck. But when you young with respect, yep. Grand opening, grand closing. Damn your manhole, crack the can open again. Who you gonna find open ahead with no pen, just draw inspiration? Who you gonna see you can't replace him with cheap imitations of these generations?
JoJo on the radio.
102.7 KIIS FM, JoJo on the radio, live at the Guitar Center studios at KIIS FM, and courtesy of Warner Brothers Records. Mike Shinoda, right here. All right.
Thank you very much.
All right, the Fort Minor project, let's go ahead and roll into that. True or false, you wrote every track and you played almost every instrument on the album.
Thank you for adding the almost. I like that. That means you did your homework. Yeah, no, I did. I produced and mixed the album. I mean, I did everything down to the artwork. I painted 10 paintings that we based the artwork on. It was really a labor of love, and it wasn't the type of thing where I didn't do all that work because I'm like some kind of control freak, although I might be. But that's not the main reason why I did all the work. The main reason I did it is because I had a vision for the record that was something different than a lot of hip-hop albums out there right now. And I thought that the only way to really get there with it was to do it myself, because if I rely on other people, they may not understand the vision yet. You know what I mean? It's hard to describe it in words. It's much better to just do it and then play it for somebody and say, this is what it sounds like, and then they get it.
So the 10 years of piano lessons must have came in handy.
Yes, they came in very handy.
Once again, I did my research. Interesting choices, like you mentioned, on Fort Minor. First of all, your name is not in the title of the band. You would think with your name and the Linkin Park success that you would include, Mike Shinoda or some sort of variation of that in the title. Why Fort Minor?
A lot of people ask me about that. Because it would obviously be... Actually, I should say a lot of artists ask me about that, because it would be obviously a lot easier to sell a record if you'd go all those, you go that route. In fact, if you can imagine how different this record, for those people that have the album, how different the record would be if it was called Mike Shinoda of Linkin Park. I've had my picture on the cover, if I got beats from Timberland and Neptunes and Dr. Dre and had rappers like Jay-Z and Eminem on it. I mean, obviously, that'd be a very expensive album to make, but it's not impossible. I have the means. I do have a lot of friends who could, that I could go certain channels and hopefully hook up with the right people and make a record like that. That's not the kind of record I wanted to make. That record is out there already. Those guys are making those records. And I wanted to make an album that sounded, completely different. And in part of that, in being an original kind of concept, I wanted to name it something, because then it puts the focus off of me and it puts the focus on the music. So if you call it Fort Minor, then it's something new. It's Fort Minor. It's not Linkin Park. It's not me.
All right, another interesting choice you made on the album, you made almost no references to materialism, bling, anything like that, which is unheard of in hip-hop. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but did you do more than I'm assuming you did?
No, I mean, it was intentional. You know what I mean? I don't have a problem. I actually like to listen to stuff like that anyway. I mean, not that I have a problem with it.
Well, as I look at you, I don't see $30,000 in jewelry on you. So.
Right. Well, it's not me, and it's also just a matter of again, there's a lot of that out there. I don't hate that stuff. I listen to it all the time. I just wanted to make a record that was different. And there's a certain level of when you get into all that stuff, you're telling stories, and a lot of that stuff turns into this storytelling where it's exaggeration and showcasing and bravado and all that. I mean, this record does have an edgy side, but for the most part, I wanted it to center in storytelling about real things, real emotions, real stories that went on.
Let me go through a couple of tracks. The track High Road, you made some reference that somebody told you to stick to keyboards, don't rap. Did somebody say that? If so, who? And toss them under the bus if you want.
You'd love to know who. We've got actually there's an intro to that song called Get Me Gone, and that's where that line kind of comes into play. That song is all about all the drama that kind of happened before, just on the front end of Linkin Park when we were first getting started. We first got our record deal. For every single band out there, I don't care who it is. If it's an independent label, if it's somebody unsigned who's working with some people that are putting out their, helping them put out their records, or if you're on a major label, whatever the case is, you've got a lot of people around who are trying to be helpful, and they're offering their ideas. They want to help out and sculpt the record in some way. Now, when we got signed, obviously some of those ideas are good ideas and some of them aren't such good ideas. And once in a while, you just hear really bad ideas. And we heard this one guy told us, he's like, look, I think you guys need a gimmick. I think you guys should have somebody should wear a crazy costume like your DJ Joe. He should wear a cowboy hat and a lab coat.
That was an actual piece of advice.
Dead serious. Dude was looked us straight in the face with a completely serious face. Yeah, cowboy hat and lab coat.
What? I could not imagine Linkin Park going on stage and out walks Homeboy with the cowboy hat.
It was bad,
and a lab coat.
It was bad news. There were some other bad suggestions too, dance moves and kicking off shoes. And
can you imagine doing that? Time for the choreography, Mike.
Absolutely not. Not a chance.
Another track I thought was interesting. I think the correct pronunciation of it is Kenji.
Yes, that's my middle name, actually.
Japanese American relocation camps. I'm a big, war buff. This one is World War II, and they had the relocation camps.
Right, so you know all
Explain
about this.
That.
It's when in World War War II, after Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, the U.S. government basically freaked out. And I see a lot of faces in here, different ethnicities. This is a typical LA crowd, in fact. So it's, to me, like when I tell people about this in LA, people in LA kind of get it, like they know what I'm talking about. But a lot of other places in the world, they've never heard of this. Even in the middle of the U.S., they haven't heard about the fact that the U.S. government took the Japanese after Pearl Harbor and stuck them in relocation camps, which are basically prison camps. Completely, it was just racial profiling.
Because they thought everybody had some tie with what happened at Pearl Harbor. They were
scared of spies. They were scared of espionage, and they were scared of terrorism and whatnot. So, and it's that kind of sentiment's very familiar these days, That's why I wanted to make the song. I just thought it was relevant. It's something that my whole family went through. My dad had, 12 brothers and sisters. The entire family they got pulled out of their homes by the FBI, and their whole neighborhood too. They got to pack a couple of bags, and they got sent to these camps. Some of them even had to live for a short period of time in the Santa Anita racetrack in horse stalls.
That's got to be fun.
That's how serious it was. They lived there for the duration of the war, and even after they got out, some people say, okay, well, but then they got out after a couple of years, they just went home, right? Well, if you leave your home, if you get 1 hour to pack and you leave your home for 2 years, what do you think it's going to look like when you come back? Especially if there are racist people in your neighborhood breaking windows and going inside and stealing stuff. The song Kenji tells that story, and in fact, we have, if anybody's interested in more of the interview portion, there's an interview portion on that. I interviewed my aunt and my dad who were there. We actually have an interview version of the song up on fortminor.com. Basically, it just has the musical portions of the song and about 2.5 minutes of interview.
That's intense, dude. Final thought before we take a break and
like
come
Jerry
back.
Springer.
Yeah, it is very Springer.
Are we going to fight?
No, because you're big and I'm not, and I would lose. In a few moments, you guys are going to play Where'd You Go? Going to bring in Holly Brook in the studio.
And drummer Beat Down. What up, Beat?
Sweet Pete. That rhymed. That was really bad. That track makes your wife cry every time she hears it.
And we actually, when I first brought the song home, when I first played it for her, she used to cry a lot. And then for a while, just because the song is about being gone on the road, but a lot of people have written songs about being on the road, on tour and whatever, so I wanted to write a song from the opposite perspective, the perspective of the people who get left behind, the family or, what have you. And so I wrote that from her perspective, and when she heard it, I think it really kind of rang true, and it would make her cry when she listened to it. At a certain point in time when she got used to that, she was okay, she was listening to it, wasn't crying. Then we made the video.
Oh, here it comes again.
Then it happened again, because the video, we took it up a notch and really, we incorporated a bunch of other families and different versions of that story. For example, one of the kids is like 12 years old, and his parents are separated, and his mom works like 15-hour days. So we shot the video at their house, and he was the man of the house. Nobody else. His mom wasn't even home for the video. We had 50 people in his house. He was the only one there. So you can imagine, these are all real people, real situations. You imagine how heavy that can be. She definitely started, we all, when we watched it, we were like, whoa, that's really heavy.
When you told me that she cried every time when she heard the song, I thought, man, KIIS FM is about to start playing this song even more than we already are. She's going to be crying 24/7.
Right. She'll be crying every time she turns on the radio. I told her, that was one of the reasons I told her that she needed to, get used to the song, because I didn't want her to be in the car and have it start playing and she get in an accident or something.
It was a pleasure meeting her as well in the hallway. So
hi, Anna.
Hello, Anna. We'll take a quick break, come back next, and have a few more questions, some random stupid questions you'll enjoy. And
no question is stupid.
Oh, you don't even know. After
we'll find out.
It's coming up. Once again, we're in the Guitar Center studios at KIIS FM. Thanks to Warner Brothers Records. Mike Shinoda is here on KIIS FM.
Did you hear about 3 Times Thursdays?
Triple the money!
They did.
KIIS is paying your bills.
3 checks.
3 Times Thursday.
Triple the money if you remember the KIIS Club.
Yes, I am.
Listen this Thursday. Make sure you're a KIIS Club VIP. Then send your bills to KIIS FM. Hit up KIISFM.com. Keyword bills. Win triple the money. Up to $1,500.
KIIS is paying your bills.
I just got started with you.
102.7 KIIS FM.
Hey, Tanya Roberts here, and I want to know, where are you going on your next romantic weekend getaway? Well, how about 3 days and 2 nights in Las Vegas? And what about you don't pay a dime for it? That's right. Act like a high roller in Vegas and pay nothing for it. It's all part of our celebration of Vegas's newest 5-star resort, Tahiti Village. We want you to get out of Dodge, stir up a little romantic magic in the most exciting city on earth with a complimentary second honeymoon, all on Tahiti Village. Come on, you know you deserve it. You know you want it. Las Vegas is calling. So stop what you're doing and call the special toll-free number, 866-52-GO-WIN. Oh, and as a bonus, if you call right now, they're going to throw in tickets to a hot show right on the Strip. Can we say high roller treatment, baby? So call 866-52-GO-WIN for all the exciting details. That's 866-52-GO-WIN. Call now.
No doubt about it. The Internet is a great place to hang out. Like blogging, for example. I love to blog. Maybe too much. When I think of all the hours I blogged. Anyway, you've probably spent a lot of time on the Internet, too. Isn't it time the Internet paid you back? Just 15 minutes at Geico.com could save you hundreds on car insurance. Now that's what I call payback.
Go to Geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. 15 minutes could save you 15%.
College students, want to earn your degree even faster? Then head to the beach this summer. Summer sessions at Cal State University Long Beach. Thanks to their Open University program, almost anyone can take graduate and undergraduate courses without going through the university admissions process. Open University at Cal State Long Beach can help you earn credits towards your degree, raise your GPA to get requalified, meet transfer unit qualifications, even satisfy graduate prerequisite requirements. To learn more, click on the banner or call 562-296-1176.
Susan and Kevin are getting a pool.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
We should look into getting one. The kids would love it.
Not this year.
How come their backyard is going to be more fun than ours?
Kevin's in the union.
The Southern California Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Union. Earn up to $60,000 a year with a chance to make more. You also get great health benefits for your family. That's getting ahead.
Why aren't you in the union?
I don't know.
Experienced journeyman plumbers and pipe fitters wanted. Call 1-800-657-PIPE or log on to pipecareers.com today.
Who do you know that wants to buy a home? Freeway RE, the free way to buy real estate, offers a free home loan and up to $18,750 free cash to buy a home. They offer no points, no fees, and the lowest rate to purchase or refinance. Unlike other offers, Freeway RE guarantees these in writing. Tell a friend, because anywhere else, they'd pay thousands to buy a home. Instead, get free cash. Go to freewayre.com. freewayre.com. Member of the California Association of Realtors. Restrictions apply. Limited time offer and subject to change. Licensed under the California Department of Real Estate.
KIIS FM presents the JoJo on the Radio exclusive interview with Mike Shinoda from Fort Minor and Linkin Park. More coming up.
A little
KISS FM presents another JoJo on the Radio exclusive interview. Linkin Park. Featuring Mike Shinoda from Fort Minor and Linkin Park. Now, direct from the Guitar Center studios. JoJo on the Radio.
It is 102.7 KISS FM. JoJo on the Radio. Live in the brand new Guitar Center studios at KISS FM. Mike Shinoda of Fort Minor right there in front of y'all. Mike, a speed round of questions before the performance.
All right.
Random questions. Brace yourself. Say pass if you don't like. Why do you do what you do?
Because I don't know how to not do it.
Proudest personal moment?
Getting probably my college diploma, Bachelor of Arts in Illustration.
Have you ever milked a cow?
No.
Fear factor. What is your fear?
Drowning, I think.
Home cooked meal. What is that?
Home cooked meal would probably be, if I'm making it, it'll be something on the grill, like steak or chicken or something like that. Maybe fish. I do good salmon on the grill.
That's an invite. I'll take it. I'll be over. Have you ever seen a ghost or a UFO, or do you believe in them?
Can I tell a real short story? Really kind of creepy.
You have no idea how much a Ghostbuster I am?
Really?
Bring it. Yeah, for real.
When my grandfather passed away, we flew out to my grandma's house, and everybody woke up at the same, you know how you wake up sometimes at a weird hour in the middle of the night, and you just lay there and you try and go back to sleep, but you kind of pretend, like, if there's other people around, you pretend that you're still asleep so that you don't wake anybody else up. And we had like 4 different families in the house. They all woke up at about the same time, and a couple of them swore they heard my grandpa in the house. So it was just creepy.
You're going Ghostbuster with me sometime, dude.
It's creepy. I don't have any explanation for it. I'm just saying, if it's not that, it's a weird coincidence.
Well, the explanation might be what it is. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. What can you not live without?
Air.
Fair enough. Autographs. When is it a good time and a bad time to ask for an autograph?
Man, that's such a good question. I'm gonna my wife and I are gonna make a book someday of like the etiquette of autograph. It would be so useful in L.A. because there's so many like celebrities in L.A. of Hollywood people making movies and all that. A good time is when somebody is just kind of hanging out and like waiting for something. Let's call it a taxi or a car or a table at a restaurant or whatever, and they're not doing anything. But if they are actually at the table eating or talking to somebody else, bad time.
Ever cried in a movie theater?
No.
Most cash in your hand at any one time?
Oh. I can't, there's no way, this is a lose-lose question, huh?
Government's not listening?
No, I think probably the most cash in my hand at any time was like, you don't count checks, right?
I'm picturing in my head cold, hard cash.
I'd go $5,000 cash.
Not bad. I would think a guy who sold 35 million albums probably have a little more in his hand at one time.
It's like I said, it's a lose-lose. You can't say no, you can say $5, and then people will be like, whoa, that's crazy. You say $5 million. People are like, whoa, that's crazy.
Crazy. I talked to an artist you worked with named Lupe Fiasco. I believe you're on his upcoming album.
Yes, I produced a song for Lupe.
I asked him, I said, dude, Mike's coming in a couple of days. Give me a question that only you would know to ask him. And I'm going to hit this button. Hopefully it works. His voice is going to shoot through the speakers with the question.
Ask him about his Japanese toy collection. He has some very, very peculiar toys.
Mike?
That sounds so bad, the way he said that. And what's funny is, if you know Lupe, Lupe is the guy. Lupe was on Kanye's song "Touch the Sky." I met him before that song came out. Before he was basically doing mixtapes at the time when I met him. But I met him on Jay-Z's yacht, which was the coolest. I was like, I came up to this, like, he has 3 floors on his yacht.
Well, you big pimp.
Okay. No, I'm not me. Jay's the one with the yacht. So we go up there, and there's like 25 people up on the third deck, and I knew 24 of them. So I'm going, who's this guy? And he introduced himself. We got to talking about all this stuff, and turns out he's a big fan of like Japanese anime and toys and stuff like that. And that's the reason he asked me about that, because he knows that I collect like the vinyl toys. If you go down to like places like Kid Robot, if you're familiar with that place, they have a store on like 3rd Street, and that's the kind of stuff that he's talking about, not anything kind of creepy.
The way he said it, I thought, oh boy, here it comes. Right. All right, let's take a pause. We're going to meet one of your younger artists, Holly Brook, and you guys are also going to perform this track called Where'd You Go? Hopefully your wife won't cry, and it'll be good times. So once again, let me point out, the man in front of me from, of course, Linkin Park, of course you know Fort Minor, in the studio, Mike Shinoda on KISS FM.
JoJo's good at this.
JoJo's Top 9 at 9.
If you don't vote, no one will like you.
Aww.
Vote now at KIISFM.com.
JoJo's Top 9 at 9.
LegalZoom.com presents things that are over with really fast. Celebrity chef status.
Your foie gras is the finest I've tasted. I will write about it in my column. You will be famous.
I can't believe this. Thank you.
And the cantaloupe soup? Fool! I will tell everyone it's garbage.
Legal matters can be over with really fast, too, at LegalZoom.com. Right now, get 10% off any service. Just enter the word faster in the referral box at checkout.
LegalZoom.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Laura. Many of you listening right now are living life with an unnecessary handicap. You can't make it through the day without your glasses or contacts. Well, it's the 21st century, and there is no reason to live life like that anymore. Dr. Musa of the Excel Laser Vision Institute is the Harvard-trained physician I trust. He's talented and experienced. In fact, Dr. Musa was recently recognized by laser engineers for his excellent results with the prestigious Centurion Award. He uses the latest technology, including advanced custom cornea, a procedure that involves no cutting of your eyes. And in just minutes, Dr. Musa can free you from a lifetime of hassling with glasses. Laser vision correction is one of the best things I've ever done for myself, and it will be for you too. Join the thousands of other KFI listeners who have been given the gift of perfect vision from Dr. Musa. Call 866-92-EXCEL and schedule a free consultation. You'll be in good hands, so don't put this off any longer. Call 866-92-EXCEL, 866-92-EXCEL.
Hey, Ken Champeau with some exciting news here. Planet Acura is Southern California's newest Acura dealership, managed by the same team as Rock Honda. Go on the web, planetacura.com, and it works the same way. You point, click, and drive. You do not get harassed by annoying salespeople chasing you all over the lot. Do it on the internet at planetacura.com for your best Acura deals on our planet. And now, John Cobelt will tell you about the other people that manage Planet Acura, the people at Rock Honda.
Why, thank you, Ken. Yeah, I told you this system works really well. It works so well for Rock Honda, they've transferred it over to Planet Acura. At rockhonda.com, you find the Honda that you love, ask for the quick quote. They send you the quick quote, and you simply bring it to Rock Honda and say, here's my price, where's my Honda? You save thousands of dollars, and there's no negotiating with a car salesman.
Do you have to yell?
Yes, I have to yell. It says to yell here on the paper.
Oh, all right, fine.
Rock Honda's in Fontana. Get it started by going to rockhonda.com or planetacura.com.
Imagine the worst. You're in an accident, unconscious, in a strange town, or even your own. At the hospital, the physician needs to know your background in order to effectively treat you. But how would doctors know your blood type, medical history, what prescriptions you take, or your allergies? And what would happen in the event of a fire, a flood, or other disaster? Could you recover important documents like your passport, insurance policies, or photos of your children and personal property? What about your birth certificate and important ID information like bank statements? Would they be lost forever? Don't take chances. MyMedicalRecords.com gives you secure, confidential online storage for your family's medical records, plus critical personal documents you can't afford to lose. In the event of a medical emergency, doctors can access information that can save your life or the life of a loved one in seconds. Plus, in the event of a disaster, your vital documents are safe, secure, and protected. You can't afford not to have MyMedicalRecords.com. The peace of mind is priceless, and it costs just pennies a day. Try it free for 30 days. Go to MyMedicalRecords.com and start now.
Hey, Tanya Roberts here, and I want to know, where are you going on your next romantic weekend getaway? Well, how about 3 days and 2 nights in Las Vegas? And what about you don't pay a dime for it? That's right. Act like a high roller in Vegas and pay nothing for it. It's all part of our celebration of Vegas's newest 5-star resort, Tahiti Village. We want you to get out of Dodge, stir up a little romantic magic in the most exciting city on earth with a complimentary second honeymoon, all on Tahiti Village. Come on, you know you deserve it. You know you want it. Las Vegas is calling. So stop what you're doing and call this special toll-free number, 866-52-GO-WIN. Oh, and as a bonus, if you call right now, they're going to throw in tickets to a hot show right on the Strip. Can we say high roller treatment, baby? So call 866-52-GO-WIN for all the exciting details. That's 866-52-GO-WIN. Call now.
There are secret radio stations that you can only hear with a high-def HD radio. These stations are all free. Go to hdradio.com for details.
Radio exclusive interview with Mike Shinoda from Fort Minor and Linkin Park. More coming up.
It starts with one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to to the end of the day, the clock takes life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on, you didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to remind myself how I tried so hard. You fight it away, you were mocking me, acting like I was part of your property. Remembering all the times you fought with me, I'm surprised it got so. Things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. You kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I put my trust in you. Pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I've put my trust in you. Pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
KIIS FM presents another JoJo on the Radio exclusive interview featuring Mike Shinoda from Fort Minor and Linkin Park. Now, direct from the Guitar Center studios, JoJo on the Radio.
102.7 KIIS FM, JoJo on the Radio, Guitar Center Studios. Let me drop a few more names on you, courtesy of Warner Brothers Records. Mike Shinoda of Fort Minor, right there. We about to play a song, and, well, not we, they, and it is, of course, featuring an artist named Holly Brook, who's also on the Machine Shop record label, which is your label, Brother Mike.
Yes.
Will you please introduce us to Miss Holly Brook?
Well, look who just walked in the room.
Hello.
That's Holly Brook! Can I just ask people in LA to please, if you come to, if you go to myspace.com/Fort Minor or /Holly Brook, it's Brook.
No S.
No S and no E.
Are you guys the type people that are on MySpace 24 hours a day?
A little bit.
Holly, you?
Not 24 hours, but definitely
I think
some hours.
I've been I'm in the studio working on the new Linkin Park record right now, so that's what I'm doing. But I get on when I can. If you see my name at the end of a post on the blog on either fortminor.com or the MySpace page, that means I really wrote it. Like I know some artists have people write stuff for them.
I have people write stuff for me.
You know, if you got it like that, go ahead, JoJo. But I personally like to write. I know Holly does the same thing. I know the Styles of Beyond guys who are also on Machine Shop, they do the same thing. We all write our own posts. So if we're talking to you, that's really us talking to you.
All right, and the track we're about to play, of course, is Where'd You Go? We've already talked about where the song came from. It's written from your wife's perspective when you go out on the road. Any other things we need to know before you guys just do this thing live?
We actually, one thing I do want to say, hi, Beat, how you doing?
What's
Beatdown is our drummer. We usually, when Fort Minor plays live, I have anywhere from like 12 to 13, 14 people on stage. Like, we really have a big setup. We have strings on stage and backup singers and all that. Styles of Beyond, out with me, Ryu Talk, and DJ Cheap Shot. What up to those guys, because they live in L.A. too. They are representing the San Fernando Valley. Any Valley folks out there? That's right. So, Beat is the only one here today because we scaled it down for this performance. So, there you go. Anything you want to say, Holly?
I just want to say that my album is coming out June 6th.
Yes, it is!
There we go. And yeah, and that's true too. Like, if you should tell them where they can check out some of the music too, because if you like Holly's voice on this song, you can go.
Then you can go to my website, which is hollybrookmusic.com, or MySpace, of course, and then it's also on iTunes, and it'll be in stores June 6th.
All right, let me give you a big build-up, a huge introduction, and Mike, go ahead and get set to perform or psych yourself down or whatever you got to do. Ladies and gentlemen, from the album Rising Tide.
The Rising Tide. It's T-I-E-D. We flipped it up for everybody.
On stage performing Where'd You Go? Mike Shinoda of Fort Minor, and of course Holly Brook. Enough said for now. Here they are, live on KIIS FM.
9, 6, 7, 8.
You guys got enough volume out there? You hear it? All right.
Where'd you go? I miss you so. Seems like it's been forever that you've been gone.
Get him, Beat. Yeah. She said some days I feel like some days I want to quit and just be normal for a bit. I don't understand why you have to always be gone. I get along, but the trips always feel so long. And I find myself trying to stay by the phone, cause your voice always helps me to not feel so alone. And I feel like an idiot working my day around a call that when I pick up I don't have much to say. So I want you to know it's a little up that I'm stuck here waiting, at times debating, telling you that I've had it with you and your career. Me and the rest of the family, they're singing
Where'd you go? I miss you so. Seems like it's been forever that you've been gone.
You can sing it.
Where'd you go? I miss you so. Seems like it's been forever that you've been gone.
Come back home, you know, the place where you used to live. Used to barbecue up burgers and ribs. Used to have a little party every Halloween with candy by the pile. But now, you only stop by every once in a while. I find myself just filling my time with anything to keep the thought of you from my mind. I'm doing fine, and I'm planning to keep it that way. And you can call me if you find that you have something to say. And I'll tell you, I want you to know it's a little up that I'm stuck here waiting, at times debating, telling you that I've had it with you and your career. Me and the rest of the family, they're singing
Where'd you go? I miss you so. Seems like it's been forever that you've been gone. Where'd you go? I miss you so. Seems like it's been forever that you've been gone. Please come back home.
I want you to know it's a little messed up that I'm stuck here waiting, no longer debating, tired of sitting and hating and making these excuses for why you're not around and feeling so useless. It seems one thing has been true all along, you don't really know what you got till it's gone. I guess I've had it with you and your career. When I come back I won't be here and you can sing it.
I miss you so. Seems like it's been forever that you've been gone. Where'd you go? I miss you so. Seems like it's been forever that you've been gone.
Can I ask you guys a favor real quick? I want you to sing this last part with her, okay? Just like this one. Come back home. You do that for me? Real loud right here. Go. That's good. A little bit louder for me. Come on. And you guys sound good. A little louder. One more. Thank you guys very much. KIIS FM, JoJo.
There y'all go. Fort Minor, Mike Shinoda, Holly Brook on KIIS FM. I'll be back in a minute. Top 9 coming up next.